Hello there. Another day and another video. Evening time recording. So, there is something about this targeted individual situation here, and that is basically like the white supremacy it is. And this is found in any branch of white supremacy here. And I would say the best documented version of white supremacy, and I have what I'm addressing here, we what went on in Germany during World War II, the structure of Nazism, how everything is just so organized and documented, and it's those papers, those documentation that gave the final say in anything here that even led to the downfall of the Germans. The fact that they're so organized and structured, and that documentation orders is what rules and govern the flow of narcissism. It is that very same documentation, paperwork, trickery, and infiltration that got this problem resolved from Europe, yeah? And this is exactly what white supremacy. Everything is structured, organized, and documented, which means it's a law situation going on here. And you have to abide by the laws and rules here. But this stench here, this white shit here in London, UK, they don't want to go by the rules. They don't want to follow the documentation here. They don't want to follow the scripts of this program. So they are now doing whatever they do, what they have just personally decided that has nothing to do with document, scripts, and the laws of my situation here. One of them being that when you are elected to be targeted like this, it's supposed to be for life. But how long they allow you to live, that will vary from group to group who are responsible for executing the public aspect of your suffering. Because there's so many people here where they can traffic you from one program to the other. Gangstock is just one program within this thing. They can transfer you from being public harassed to just you being harassed by voices. This is V2K, voice to skull. They can traffic you into direct energy weaponry, a psychotronic weapon, where you're being attacked by weapon systems that are invisible. Or they can just continue to harass you physically. So it depends who is in charge here and what they decide to do to you. And depending on if you move a lot, then you're going to be trafficked from one leader, one organization to another to run the show on your situation here, because they like it to be that they should have a local representative of the real bosses here. Now I know exactly who have been in charge of my situation, like who the real power is. I know who they are, but I will never reveal that at this point with white people knowing it, because I don't want them to know, because they just don't deserve that from me. They don't deserve to know who is actually doing this, because they themselves are the one who have no problem demonstrating here how much they love that this thing done to me and how they enjoy doing this thing to me. So I will not give them the privilege to know who their enemy is, because this person is an enemy. We are talking about a house of wickedness here. This person here, they see what these people and their white supremacy are doing here as a form of self-destruction. Basically, they see it as a form of self-destruction. And now say exactly what it is, because what is this again? My destiny. And what me being married to Prince William will get done for this nation and the Western world. You will fight me tooth and nail and destroy all that with no racism. You're self-destructing yourself. So I'm not going to give you devils here the privilege to know who is actually responsible, because they are your enemy, and I kind of like to have an enemy like this because you so deserve that kind of an enemy, especially from a fellow white person like yourself. Do you own a household that there's actually people among you who will look at your white supremacy and racism and see it as the way it is, that it's a self-destruction, it's disgusting, it's evil, it is shit. In fact, I'm very happy to get to know to this truth. Yeah? So now you will never hear it from me. Who is actually the real boss here? The same boss as well. I'm going to get any detail here because I don't want to give you the chance to even guess correctly. I'm not going to even give you the chance to even try to go around the bush and guess anything here. I'm not even going to give you that chance. So I'm not saying anymore. But the rule here is that once you have been selected to be used like this, it's going to be for life. And what is being done to you, what kind of program, what kind of experiment you're going to be subject to will depend on who is in charge of you, locally speaking and nationwide. What country you're in, what do those people who run that country for this program thinks, and what do the local people who will be the one executing directly the situation thinks. So if you now move from one country to another, they can change that. They will say, okay, perhaps we don't want to go around hunting her on the street because perhaps in our community they just don't like this kind of thing. It's going to be very difficult to have people go around hunting them 24/7. So we're just going to start tormenting them with voices instead. We're just going to start tormenting them with psychotronic weaponry instead. Or we are just not into this whole community situation here because that just leaves too much evidence all over the place. We rather do it quiet, glove treatment where there's not any physical anything here. So we're just gonna put voice into that person's head. It depends on whoever doing this. But you're gonna die one day or another. And how long you can live in this situation, that also depends on what they think about it. And who is again controlled, whether they even think that you're not gonna profit them anymore of the research, or they just feel like they should get someone else to start investing in. It will depend. But this can go on a lifetime. It actually can. Depends who is doing this to you, locally speaking, nationwide speaking, what they think should be done to you. They can do this for you in life out where you even die at the age of 70, no problem. Your entire life just been miserable. And there are those who kill before you're the age of 20. And there are those who make certain that you never reach 30. And then there are those who say 40. The other group will say, okay, 50, that's it for you. Some say in the era of 50s, you have to die. Some say, okay, in 40s, you have to die. Some say before you're 40, you must die. It depends on the group doing this to you. But you're going to die one day in this situation. Like, you're not going to live your life freely according to your power and control here, yeah? And the thing is, like, if what they're doing to you cannot be executed, like they cannot do their job, tormenting you, harassing you, then they have to kill you. This is them terminating the operation themselves, by them killing you because they say, okay, we can't do anything here, so we just killed this person. That is them terminating the operation. And when it gets to this point of terminating operation, they don't go around executing nothing anymore. The focus here is just to kill this person. They're no longer going to be spreading your name around, showing your picture around. They're no longer going to be focused on, oh, we have to fill her head with voices 24/7. No, that is no longer any problem here because the objective here is to kill you. And as is no difference to what has been done in my situation here. That the witchcraft is not going through because that one stopped long time ago. Where it doesn't matter how much witchcraft is being given to me here, it's just not penetrating through because all the most powerful objects inside my body that were magnets to any witchcraft anyone did now this far have been flushed out of my body. So whatever they're doing here, there's nothing inside my body to magnetize it to my life basically. It goes nowhere. And then these motherfuckers now, these wicked evil white people here now, they now create their own mafia based on manpower, not based on witchcraft, based on manpower, free will here, to make certain that I am being harassed, persecuted without depending on witchcraft. This is manpower, by force, by might. And believe me, it has looked so much different to when there was actually witchcraft involved. These people have been ruthless. With them, they want me in pain 24/7. Something that when the witchcraft were here, I didn't even get that kind of treatment. I remember even in this time frame where I was the most heaviest persecuted, I remember I could escape all day long. No one will ever disturb me. Nowadays, all over the place, they will intrude themselves in front of my tent. It is because this is manpower. They have worked out of the real system here, the real laws of the problem, because they have created their own problem here. Because they have taken upon themselves responsibility to be the controller of my situation without being in control of anything here. And I believe this was intentionally done by the people who actually have the real power here. Because the thing about spiritual affairs is, people practice spiritual affairs, believe me you or not, things like racism, all this kind of thing that these local white vaginas will be concerned about. To them, this is not really a priority. To them, it's the aim. Like, why is it so important for us to get rid of this person, you know? And if we're going to do this thing, like, what is the chances of this firing back at me? They consider all these things. People who do this kind of thing where your entire life is in chain, they consider all these things. Like, now, if I do this to this person and if it backfires me, so they know what they're doing in order to keep themselves safe. And when they see that the target now, the victim now, have their own spiritual power, one that they clearly cannot even fight back at. The one I have, they can't even fight back at me. They just depend on that. The wish what they did on me is in me still. And then they can magnetize that to just be harassing me, not even harm me because I'm protected, but they can use that witchcraft to magnetize small problems just to keep things going. But then they see these objects are going, there's nothing they can do no more here. They know that time for judgment for them has come. And they also know very well that they don't really have to face that judgment. Not now anyway. When they die, God can judge them. But for as long as they're alive, they can trick their way out of it. Such as washing that responsibility, washing that guilt over to someone else. And when you have a white population here who are drunk in racism, who are thirsty with racism, who feeds off racism, whose mere existence is literally racism, there's not going to be any issue here for you, an occultist, a Satanist, a Luciferian here, who just want to escape for now. It's not going to be difficult for you to get your everything here washed over to people like this. And this is what I believe actually happened. That these Luciferians, these Satanists, they just hand over everything to these local white people here. And in all that, they also washed off the responsibility and everything that comes along with being in charge with this operation. And they have escaped their guilt for now in this lifetime anyway. But once they die, as far as my Christian is concerned, God will judge them. But for long as they breathe, they are not going to face that consequence because they washed off that responsibility up to these white people, basically, yeah? Basically. So the law says here, when you can no longer execute your Satanism, Luciferianism, your witchcraft on someone, and this is a covenant, because covenant, a permanent, is eternal. There is no escape for a covenant here, especially when it's a satanic covenant. The only way out is usually death. That's what covenants are. So you now have a covenant here that this is your subject of torment, enslavement, and everything evil here. So if you can no longer execute these acts of this covenant, you have to kill them, or it is you who's going to die, or it is you who don't get punished by Satan, Leviathan, by Beelzebub, whoever angel you work under in order to initiate this covenant on this subject, yeah? So you're gonna be working your butt day in, day out to kill this person, basically. Because you don't want that covenant to come back at you, because it's a covenant. And these white people now took upon themselves those rules, and they didn't even make that covenant. They made a covenant racism. They are not the ones who have this covenant on me. This stench vagina walking around here did not make the covenant. This stinking white penis flaunting it around me didn't make no covenant here. This stench child born yesterday, they pushed at me, did not make that covenant. But they took upon themselves responsibility to control a covenant they did not set up, they did not sign. A covenant that is not theirs, because they are drunk with racism. They are thirsty for racism. They breathe racism. They float in racism. Their existence is racism. So since you took upon yourself responsibility to be in charge of a covenant that you did not make, a covenant that you did not sign, a covenant you did not profit of, because you will only make this kind of covenant to make someone suffer, because you will get rewarded for keeping this covenant and keeping it in place. You get financial reward, you get wealth reward, you get brotherhood protection, you get protection from these angels, demons. There's a lot of good things Satan, Leviathan, Beelzebub, whoever angel here you serve under this covenant is going to bless you with, for you initiating this covenant and enforcing it. So you be stinking stench white shitness here. You took control over something that you did not sign up for, something that there's no reward for you for, something that you're not going to profit no nothing for. Your only profit here is to feed your racism. This is not stupidity. This this is not stupidity. For anybody who understands spiritual affairs, this is not stupidity. But just to put this straight, based on covenant situation here, when it's impossible for you to keep this covenant going, it's supposed for you to be afflicting someone. You no longer waste your time trying to afflict nothing here. You no longer try to anything here, because it's impossible for you to keep going on with your covenant. So your only focus here is to just kill this person. That is how the laws works. But these white people here, they want to go around this and that and that. Excuse me, you already got to the point where you say, I will not willingly submit to white vagina. I will not really submit to being harassed. I will not submit to being disrespected. I just refuse to be an obedient slave. So now you're going to work and kill me 24/7. 3 months straight, this motherfuckers, this wickedness here is not giving up. Every day, there's nothing I'm supposed to buy, drink, food, sweets, whatever, that's not supposed to kill me. Even the water in public toilets are you supposed to kill me. They're supposed to flush out my eyeballs with acid, I'm going to eyeballs being burned, my face being disfigured, all kind of things here. 3 months straight. But in all this still, they want to enforce something that's been nullified once you say you cannot perform it. Therefore, your focus now is to kill this subject. No, these motherfuckers here, they think that they can do it their way, because they're the dumb skull here who just took charge of something that they have no business being in charge over, basically. A covenant you didn't initiate. A covenant you didn't set up. A covenant that's not even signed on your name. A covenant that you're not getting any reward or anything for, because it's not your covenant. Satan is not going to reward you, white man in that car, because he did not make that covenant with you. Leviathan is not going to come to you with gifts at night, because Leviathan did not make a covenant with you, stench vagina. But you are now in charge of this covenant, like a dumb skull you are, getting things done on behalf of other people. And they are now out of the way. They don't even have to be concerned about nothing, because you are responsible. You took the guilt, everything else, they're out. and just watch you in your stupidity, basically. All these motherfuckers say these white people think it's okay for them to just somehow what? That whatever I say to someone that concerns them, me being nice to someone that concerns them, me talk about anything here that concerns. No, it does not concern you. You are literally the worst enemy there is. You're worse than Satan. Because Satan don't have time to come up to me 24/7. Why on earth does he have Leviathan in place? Why on earth does he have Beelzebub? Why does he have all these things? Because he himself couldn't bother come up to me 24/7. Because he already knows that I am under the shelter of the Most High God. He cannot touch me. He knows that. So he's not going to waste his time. But he will let you guys, though, be the stupid dumb skulls you are. Yeah. No, I want to see your. I don't want to see your face because you white people don't say that it's all you white skin in this together. You're the one who said that it's all you white skin in together. You're in it for skin color. You're in it for the white vagina. That this is the best vagina. This is the most beautiful vagina. This is the most smelly vagina. This is literally everything, and I have to stop and I can be anything so that this vagina can be anything. This is plain racism from day one for you white people. What makes you think I respect racism? I look up to racism, I desire racism, have any interest in racism? I don't have no interest, no desire, no anything here for racism. Stench white vagina, stinking white penis, stench white child. I don't want to do with you guys because you're all under racism and white supremacy. There's no way I can like you, desire you, and I don't even forgive you. Because at this point you have surpassed the forgiveness aspect. Even if you apologize today, there's no forgiveness for you. Because what is this 24/7? You have to kill me, not even giving up. The disrespect 24/7. This is your existence to just be the devil incarnate. This is not a forgiveness matter. You have already surpassed that phase. There is no forgiveness for you at stench. We just move forward in this enmity and you're my enemy forever. Basically. I don't have any polite smile, polite look. No, I don't have any of that because you are my enemy for life. You're literally Satan incarnate for life, a thorn in my flesh for life. Because that's exactly what your existence even is. You're the one who say that you don't want to have a black vagina in the crown. You don't want to have black anything saying anything. You don't want to have the black voice over your voice. You don't want to have a black penis over you. So what is you want? You don't want me to live. So because I live, because God says I shall live and not die. Now that concerns you. You say I shouldn't live at all. And you work in it 24/7, no stop until you succeed. So what makes you motherfucker think that me being alive, contrary to what you say, is supposed to be anything to you? It's nothing to you. Absolutely nothing to do with you, white vagina. Nothing to do with you, white penis. Nothing to do with stinking rotten child. Nothing to do with you, white shit. Nothing to do with you. And you will not benefit anything from me being alive because you don't say I don't have the right to be alive. And you fight tooth and nail 24/7. Never, ever giving up in terminating my life. So there's no way me being alive can actually be of any use to you. Because you don't want to see that life as far as you're concerned. No, you don't want to see that life. So you cannot benefit from it, and this life has no smile for you. It has no good for you. It has no thoughts towards you than evil. My only energy that I'm supposed to spend on you white people is to think about how to execute judgment upon you. Execute vengeance upon you. Under the guidance of God, of course. But this is my only intent concerning you. How to make you pay for your white supremacy. Because what you've been doing to me is what your white supremacy actually is. So this is beyond me. This is a representation of who you are on the face of the earth. That is where my effort lies in terms of you white people. How you should pay for being the devil of the earth, for being the beast of the face of the earth, for being the stench, the pollution, the virus, the disease of planet earth. That is where my focus and concern is, as it should be. Because that is who you are. That kind of an enemy. No, white shit. You don't go from deciding that you're going to kill me because I won't be your obedient slave. Because that is what's going to the point of why the witchcrafts are gone. You cannot depend on witchcraft anymore, which means you have to force your evil upon me, and I have to submit it willingly for it to go through. So I'm not going to submit to wickedness here. I'm not going to submit to suffering, disrespect, humiliation. I'm not going to submit to that, man. I'm not. So you have to kill me, and you do it at all costs. There's no rest for you until you achieve that. So you focus on that. You focus on that. Not about how to smile to me, about how I might change your mind, because there's nothing to change my mind over here. There's nothing to change my mind over here, because this is just who you are. My situation just reminded everyone who you actually are based on even history. You are the same white shit all over the place in white supremacy. There's nothing new under the sun in what you have been subjecting me to. Nothing new whatsoever. There's nothing you did to me that you didn't do to no one here with your white supremacy. Nothing whatsoever. The way you killing me here, how much toxin and poison need per day? How did you kill, what is it again? Thomas Sankara. The man walks out of the building and all the bullets, boom, 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 boom. How much do you need to shoot the man? The entire body, just bullets. That is how you kill someone you hate. Because this man is there as a president for the good of his nation. A man even gives a decent, respectful name to his nation. Gives his citizen a sweet, respectable, dignified name. A man who cares about education, welfare, someone who don't even have any interest eating up the resource of the land. He doesn't even use a cheap car to travel about instead of fancy, rich, presidential, whatever here. Someone whose parents, he doesn't promote them. When he have all that money, his wife still working in the same workplace. He's become the president. The wife is still working the same job she had before the man became president. A humble leader who loves people, who is there for the love of the nation. That is how you kill him. Bam, 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 the entire body. There's no inch on the body of Thomas here that doesn't have a bullet. The same kind of hatred you've been displaying towards me here. There shouldn't be an angel's breathing space for me. So there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing you white people have subjected me to, intend to do to me that you didn't do to no one here before me with your white supremacy. You've done it all to everybody already. You've done it all already. There's nothing new under the sun. This is just who you are. This is why there's really no forgiveness is even an insult to injury. Because what you're doing to me is not just about me. It's something that you have been demonstrating and repeatedly doing to people for centuries. It's just you who you are. You are a problem. You are a virus. You're literally a walking death angel on the face of the earth. What is it? You're like a global butcher? This is you. You are the master butcher of mankind. Every butcher, they butcher animals, but you butcher humans. What is this? No, you white devil, follow the laws of the covenant. If you cannot uphold the covenant, you cannot execute the covenant, you focus on killing that person. You don't go around trying to harass them, go around following them, apart from what? Intending to kill them. Because you can no longer execute your wickedness, the covenant can't function. This is why you start killing with this kind of mercilessness here. Not that you should now go around counting it, rubbing your vagina to my skull, rubbing your penis to my throat, stinking child in my face. No, you don't. All that is past. When you have admitted, accepted that this covenant cannot function, therefore you have to kill me at all costs, all that have to stop. And you just focus on what needs to be done here according to the laws of the covenant. Because this is based on laws, not stupidity and shitness here like you are stench. Nonsense. And there is no such thing because there's a greater power here, a God who is actually real God here, not your white skin, protecting me and delivering me, and I will survive and I have a future here, and then you are still in that future. Says who? you will still be in that future, seriously. Literally, the stench for China will be in that future. White penis in that future. Stinking white child in that future, seriously. You guys are disgusting, sick to the core. You focus on the butchery business of yours because that is the laws of the covenant. No more vagina stench, no more penis shit, no more stink child. Just focus on the butchery business because that is the laws of the covenant game. Basically. And I will live, I shall not die, because that's what the word of God says, that I shall not die, but I will live to declare the wonderful works of the Lord. And there's no one ever who was a born again Christian who just got killed because someone said so. Nobody, nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in history did any Christian here, a real born Christian, just get killed because someone said so, because a king said so, because a governor said so, because a group of people say so. None. It has never happened. It will never happen because this is the same God. He never changes. He is who he is. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the light of the world. He's the bright morning star. He's the King of kings, the Lord of lords, the God of gods, the creator, the maker, the ultimate power. He does not change. He's the same. He's never let no one down before, and he's not going to let me down either. I'm not going to die. I'm going to live, and I'm going to declare his wonderful works. And you white people are not a part of that, me declaring the works of God, because the works of God involves you receiving your judgment. That is the work of God. No, a righteous judge, an advocate, an intercessor, doing his job is not about executing judgment here. You tell me now, anybody understand what judgment and justice is? A God who is a righteous judge, an advocate, an intercessor, serving him does not involve executing judgment on wickedness here. That is your future in me living to declare the one who works of this God. That involves you being in it as receiving your due justice, your due judgment, your due punishment. It involves you reaping everything you have sown. And believe me, this is not a sweet harvest because you have sown. What have you been sowing? Anybody looked at the field, the farmland, these white people? What have these people been sowing? Yeah, you have to reap everything. You have to reap everything you have sown. That is what me declaring the wonderful works of my God involves you. Making sure that you reap what you have sown. Making sure that you get judgment for who you are. It doesn't involve me smiling at you. It doesn't involve me petting you. It doesn't involve me sucking white penis. You know, that is not declaring the wonderful works of God. That is not. Basically, get that straight. You be what you're supposed to be, follow the laws of the covenant. That once you say you cannot be evil towards me, you must kill me, then the focus here is to kill, not to intrude, not to show, not to smile, not anything here. Just focus on killing. Everything else stops. Yeah? That is the laws that you must follow and live by. Not cheat your way around. Ding, ding, ding. That is not the laws. These white people always have the audacity here that somehow people just have to be stupid here to think well of them, this and that, with all the evil you do all day long. Like I said, anybody looked at the field, the farmers, white people, what have these people been sowing really? It's not, I'm telling you, these people reaping what they've sown is not sweet at all. Because there's nothing sweet these people ever sown. Because everything these white people do with the white supremacy and the witchcraft is the most ultimate force of wickedness in order for them to reap something good out of it. Such as you need the kind of slave trade where it's not enough for you to just go around kidnapping people and traffic them cross ocean. No, in this process, people have to be killed. In this process, people have to be maimed. In this process, people have to be amputated. In this process, people literally have to be raped. They have to get gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia. 15-year-old girl getting all these illnesses, being stripped naked, beaten to death in front of everyone here, and then thrown over ship. In this process, a newborn baby have to be boiled into boiling water, and then the mom commanded to take this child's dead body and throw it over sea. This is what makes white people get the goodness of their enjoyment here. That it has to be this kind of injustice, this level of wickedness for them to build their excellence here, for them to build their enjoyment here, for them to build their pleasures. Just like the older place in the USA, Central Park, New York, this beautiful park that we all know about, everyone to go there. How was it built again? They literally had to get rid of a community of black people. People who started investing and building themselves up without the racism white people. You have to evict them, they have to lose their homes, they have to lose their job, lose their comfort, and some even getting killed in the process. Then you get out of that the beautiful Central Park. Now white woman walk there with her dogs, stench vagina, stinking child, white penis, all around there in romantic things. That needs to be done for them to have that. Lake Nadir. You say that there's work here, black people, whoever comes here to get a job, there's no living space. So you intentionally start building pool houses on the floating ocean, only for you to later on intentionally flood this place and everyone gone, including cemeteries. Even dead bodies are now being flushed up. And then now today, that same lake and river now is like a big kind of like weekend event here for tourism and things like that. We go fishing there, you taking your kids there, your dog there, you fish there, you make love there, you're romantic there, we get married there, we're all sweet and loving there. People have to go through that kind of extreme level of wickedness, injustice, bloodshed and death for white people to have something like that. This is all white people, anything is based on. That this kind of level of injustice and evil must take place in order for them to have anything good, comfortable, enjoyable here. And these motherfuckers think that me serving God involves me petting them. Excuse me. This God is a righteous judge. He's an advocate. This is an intercessor and a mediator. This is the God of gods. Me serving him involves what? Bringing judgment upon the people who are real criminals in the pool of mankind here. It involves you reaping what you sow. That is your future in the hand of someone who is called to be a powerful person of their age serving this God. That they serve their God, that will involve people like you getting their just reward. Basically, that is your future in me living and declaring the wonderful works of my God. Not petting you, understanding you, kissing you without you even being sorry here. When you trying to manipulate me, you don't have to apologize to me, you don't have to know anything, you don't have to amend your ways or nothing here. And if I'm stupid enough to serve you, once I'm dead, you will eradicate me from history. And you will, even if you have to paint me, you will still paint me as a white woman. When in reality, you even did wish God on me to make me jet black. You even changed my hair color and everything. But in the future though, if you're going to present me, you're going to paint my skin white, you're not going to give me straight hair and all this stuff, make me a white woman. Yeah? Oh my goodness, man. But yeah, that's just what these white people have. For them to have anything, the comfort they have, the luxury they have, this ability they have, is all built upon this kind of the most extreme level of injustice, the most extreme level of evil, torment, and affliction on a non-white person here. For them to then build upon that blood sacrifice, upon that life sacrifice, upon that sacrifice, and have something as a creation park, as a fishing river, as a wedding attraction. Basically, a Central Park now. that had to happen for Central Park to be Central Park, basically. But yeah, that's basically it for you guys.